I'm Roger Sadowsky from Sadowsky Guitars. We're located in New York City, and I do make a line of electric basses, electric guitars, archtop guitars, but this year I just have my basses here at the show. And these four are my New York City instruments. They're made in my workshop in New York. This is a 24 fret 5-string, which has soap bar pickups kicked closer to the bridge than a normal, let's say, J bass would be. So it's a bigger, tighter, punchier sound. This is one of my vintage style 4-strings. This one has an ash body and a maple fingerboard with block inlays, and my hump canceling pickups. This is my Will Lee model. It's my only signature bass model. And the features of the Will Lee are a narrower nut width. It's 1.45 inches instead of 1.5. It's got a hip shot detuner. It has single coil pickups. It's 22 frets. And it has an extra addition on my preamp. It has a mid boost at 500 hertz, which you just flick with a switch. So down, it's just my normal preamp, and up it adds a 500 hertz mid boost. This is also a standard 5, and so standard means no pickguard and control plate. Vintage means pickguard and control plate. So this is a standard 5, bird's eye maple fingerboard, and a spalted maple top. So these are all made in our shop. They all have chambered bodies, so we can control the weight in an 7.5 to 8.5 pound weight range. My background originally 40 years ago was building flat top acoustic guitars. So I still believe that solid body instruments are still acoustic guitars, and I like lighter weight, acoustically resonant woods for my instruments. This bass here, and this bass, excuse me, this is my Metroline. It's a more affordably priced line of instruments that I make in Japan. I set up my own workshop in Japan. I trained my production manager. He worked for a year for me in New York, and the quality is absolutely impeccable. And the only difference between them and my New York City instruments is that the bodies are not chambered. So this is a non-chambered instrument, and this is a chambered instrument. And this represents about a 30% cost savings over a basic New York City. And we control the price by limiting the options. We don't do any fancy wood upgrades, and we don't do any customizing. But this bass over a New York City equivalent represents about a $1,200 savings. So the value is incredible and the workmanship is unbelievable. I'm very proud of that. For guys who have a bass that they want to get the Sadowsky sound and they don't want to modify their bass, let's say they have a vintage jazz bass, I do a preamp pedal, which is the same preamp I put in all the basses. You plug your bass in here. This goes out to your amp. There's an XLR out as well. There's a tuner out with a mute switch here. And then there's an on-off switch for the preamp, so basically active-passive on the preamp as well. And my newest is my preamp. I call this a preamp on a plate. And it's totally pre-wired. All you have to do is connect the pickups, and you don't even need a soldering iron. You can just do it with a screwdriver. And this will retrofit into something, let's say, like a Fender Deluxe, which is already active. In a passive Fender, all you need to do is have a guitar tech move the jack to the side and install a battery compartment. And you don't have to use the plate. You can remove the plate and use it in a bass like this or any other configuration. I left enough wires between each pot that it'd be very, very flexible. And that's about it for 2014 NAMM. Thank you.